My name is Barbara Njapha. I am Managing Director for PSA. A company full name is called Performance Solutions Africa. Performance Solutions Africa is a consulting firm that does performance improvement interventions. My day-to-day role in PSA is to manage the company. There's 3 directors in the company, and as an MD, I'm the one that manages the organization. So that includes overall management of the company, looking at the finances, looking at marketing, developing new business, recruiting new people, managing the people that are currently in the business, doing reports, developing reports for the projects that we do, and liaising also with the clients that we have, as well as the funders where some projects have been funded. I studied something they call a secretarial course. After the secretarial course, I had also applied to go and work for the bank. Fortunately for me, as soon as I'd finished the secretarial course, Standard Bank called me back. I was recruited into a program. They had identified a few young people, specifically from townships, and put them through this accelerated training program within the bank. That was a very, very broad kind of experience that it gave me in banking. Eventually, I think this was around mid-90s, there was an opportunity for a few people in the bank to study full-time. Started studying at KZN, and I chose BCom Industrial Psychology because I had always been interested in people. And I started working for Human Resources when I came back in '97. We did recruitment with the general banking, supporting all the branches in terms of people, everything that's HR, supporting the South and Durban areas. I enjoyed that a lot, but after a few years I felt like, I'm not growing anymore in banking. At the end of 2001, I think it was November, I had to leave the bank, resign from the bank, and I had been offered a position by ABI. Worked there for about 2 years as an HR specialist. Looking back now at that time, I'm thinking, what a gift to have HR experience as well as operations experience. After 2.5 years, I left ABI 2005. When I left the warehouse, I then thought of, this is the time now that I need to get this company to work. And this company was a recruitment organization called Liaises. Then from 2006, I started operating this company. Later that year, I met somebody from PSA, and she said, Barbara, I believe that you're now working on your own. We're looking for an HR person. And that was the start of the journey with PSA, and I became one of the 3 directors in the organization. And since 2010, when the founding director left for Cape Town as a location, as a home, I took over then as a managing director from that time until now. I think what inspires me more is the actions and events that happen around me rather than a person. I would say maybe Mandela is one of those people that inspire me because of the greatness that he had, the ability to look beyond circumstances. But when I say events and things, for me it's more what people do with their lives that reaches beyond them. That's the kind of thing that inspires me. Women in business, unfortunately, I think that in this country, maybe if I could say that, do still have the short end of the stick. I think historically women have been seen as less business fit. So I do think that women have a double load to be able to survive in business, because they have to double prove themselves. Because women have other roles, multi-roles beyond the business, that unfortunately becomes one of the additional loads for them. So men would concentrate on business and they can work until 12 o'clock at night, but I can't because I'm probably raising kids. So there's a whole lot more that goes into a woman's day that men don't have to suffer from or take care of. So we do have to approach business differently. And I think there are some companies that are proactive and are looking at ways of saying, how can we make a woman's life easier at work so that they can also contribute at the same level as men. I wouldn't say that I've succeeded, but I would say I'm happy in two ways maybe. In terms of where I've gotten in life is that I can feed my family. And more importantly for me, I'm very happy that I've been able to provide for my children's education, because for me, education is very, very important. It's the basis of everything. To say that I've gotten to where I want to, not yet. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. And my passion is to help and uplift and empower other people. And I think in the current space, they talk about social entrepreneurship, where you are trying to resolve problems, community problems, for example, and you're using entrepreneurial skills, but you're not doing it for profit. And for me, that's the mindset, and that's where I want to go from here. Achieving a work-life balance is one of the most difficult things, I think. And I think it's still a hit and miss in my life. I don't think I achieve that. As much as I've been there for my kids, I don't think I've been there enough. But to achieve that balance is quite difficult. It's like a seesaw. The one time you're getting more of this, and the one time you're getting more of the other. And I suppose it's a motivation for me in the life to come, is to say, let me get to a space where I do what I love and I dictate my day, where I can say in the morning I want half of the day to be in the kitchen barefoot cooking for my family, and the rest of the half day or whatever it is, then I'm doing what I want to do to contribute to society. Advice to my younger self would be education, education, education first. I mean, there's certain people in life that achieve some success without education or very little, but I wouldn't want to take a chance. So I would say education first. I would say second, investment savings. I think it's one of the things that we weren't taught more about when we were growing up. And be financially savvy. Know about finances, prepare for your retirement from very early on. And then I would say, then you can kind of get into relationships because you're now wiser. You've got your own properties, you've got your own resources, and you are whole on your own. Then I would say after that, live life and do what you enjoy doing rather than do what somebody else asks you to do.